twice as hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand. Been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Hey! Hey!
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to another orange morning. It is Friday, June 26th, 2026. Casey, we are almost done with H1 of 2026. How does that make you feel?
That is pretty wild. I know, kind of in passing a week or two ago, someone mentioned, it's end of quarter's coming up, so things are kind of a little busy. And I was like, the end of the quarter's coming up? What? How is that possible?
I look forward to 2027, where quarters and half years and calendars in general probably mean a little less because we're just doing work every day, day by day. We're going to get through it.
Day by day.
It was a good week, I think. You had another Women of HubSpot hug, and I think you did a show with Trisha yesterday as well, right?
Yeah, we looked at the originally marketing research agent, now marketing command center together.
Yeah. How did you guys feel about it after that session?
So I played with it a little before, but Trisha hadn't. So Trisha was very impressed with it. As with any kind of AI things right now, it's a little bit of learning what it can do and things, and it's just some trial and error there. Trisha asked an interesting question that I don't have a good answer to. She was like, when would I use this versus like just go to Breeze and ask Breeze these questions? And I don't have an answer right now. So curious to see as more of these like pockets of AI come up in the platform, if there is an overall strategy on like when and where to use which ones. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think the team is trying to make that like not a decision that we have to make, so that whenever we click the conversation button, whatever it might look like, it's going to bring us into the Breeze Assistant conversation. I think like for me, the hope is that the only reason it should matter where you click it is if you know all the context that's being in and around that space that you're looking at is going to be brought into the conversation automatically. So cool. Well, we've got another day full of updates. Some
page, so
some old ones, some new ones. I told
you
Casey, before we started that there was a watery-eyed update.
It took me a while, but I think I have it.
I think you probably do too. Which one
I
is
think
it?
track key stakeholder and stated pain points with new intent signals.
I really need a soundboard that can like give you applause when you get the quizzes correct.
The way you said the soundboard though, I was like immediately, because I am who I am, I was like, wrong, Casey. Why would you pick that one?
No, this is I'm excited to read through this one. I chose not to click it just so I could read it live. What is it? Are you ready to unlock even deeper insights from your deal conversations? We're introducing 2 new unstructured engagement intent signals. I like all those words to help you monitor buyer behavior. Key stakeholder identified and pain point mention. These expanding company level insights are extracted directly from your deal associated CRM engagement, such as emails, notes, and call transcripts. Instead of manually combing through lengthy threads, HubSpot does the heavy lifting to surface actionable deal intelligence automatically. For key stakeholder identified, that signal is going to fire when a decision maker, champion, economic buyer, or influencer is recognized in a conversation. And for pain point mention, it's going to fire when a contact explicitly shares a business challenge or operational pain point.
Why does it matter? Starting today, you can do the following: navigate multi-threaded deals with ease, understand exactly who is involved in a deal and their specific buying role, because roles are captured as separate, distinct properties rather than messy, comma-separated lists. You can seamlessly build precise workflow filters like show me deals where a decision maker was identified. You can uncover customer challenges early, keep your revenue and post-sales teams aligned by capturing stated business pains earlier in the cycle. This enables hyper-targeted outreach, faster deal qualification, and more proactive expansion or retention conversations. And supercharge your automation and reporting. Both signals are fully eligible across workflows, scoring, and list segmentations, providing you significantly higher downstream automation value than a static timeline entry. For example, you can instantly isolate companies that have mentioned an operational or financial pain point to trigger a tailored nurture track. I am curious who gets it HubSpot credits. So this means this is paid in some capacity.
Yep.
Unclear what, how at this.
Yeah, I think the deal and meeting stuff that's been happening has been costing credits. I think it's 10 credits per hit. Because I believe it's based around how data agent works.
When you say hit, are you strategically using that phrase to?
I'm not. How long the hit is allowed to last for without paying for it again, I have no idea.
Yeah,
But usually right now, once a record is enrolled and you pay for credits in that moment, you won't have to pay again. Although with intent signals specifically, and this is where maybe there's some confusing, like the way that intent signals work is a monthly credit usage, but these are not those, because those are just for the marketing and really on the buyer intent side of things.
Well, maybe we can unless you had another deep dive in mind. I wasn't paying attention in the pre-show famously. So
no, I think this is a lovely deep diveable thing.
I would like to dig into this because like there is something like just reading this, like I'm immediately confused because it says these unstructured engagement signals are turned on by default within your CRM signals. But you also, if they're paid, like it's pretty unusual that HubSpot turns on a credit consuming tool by default because, credits.
Yeah. And then eligibility note.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how they're crossing the bridge between marketing buyer intent signals and what smart deal updates and that kind of stuff. And maybe I'm conflating the two, but when you start talking about deals, like people are doing stuff over there without paying any attention at all to
Mm-hmm.
like buyer intent over in Marketing Hub. To receive these signals, your portal must meet our standard deal object dependency criteria. This means the portal must have at least one monitored company in intent signals or an active prospecting agent play, and the engagements must be associated with a deal that is tied to a company record. Once active, these signals will seamlessly appear across almost all of your core surfaces, including buyer intent, prospecting agent, list segmentation, record timeline, workflow triggers, scoring, UE search, and the custom report builder. What is UE?
Don't know.
Universal entity search? Universal everything search?
Universal everything.
Unified everything everywhere all at once search?
User entered search. I don't know.
The search. I'm hopeful that they although I have no idea how this would show up there. Yeah, this search up here. But I know it as global search. So very curious what UE stands for here.
I will say a quick AI overview in Google was not helpful.
Imagine that.
European Union. It suggested it was maybe a flip.
Yeah, is there a grammatical error there? Looks like to me. I asked Breeze, and as we let's come back to this because I definitely want to spend some time here. I do have a lot of intent data and meetings and recordings in my portal. So I should have what it takes to meet those requirements. But whether or not, it's not, I'm sure, although I did just have a meeting before this call, that would be pretty crazy if it was already showing stuff. But anyways, let's give some of these other updates some love.
All right.
What other update has gotten your attention?
There's a couple on here, but I'm going to go with see what's on the Sandbox's roadmap today.
What's changed? They clarified that providing feedback on unsupported asset types will help inform the Sandbox's roadmap. Improved explanation of planning sandbox creation based on upcoming asset support. And they fixed minor wording issues for clarity. What are they fixing? What is it? You're now able to view the Sandbox's roadmap, including upcoming betas, additional asset support, and shared feedback on which asset types you'd like to see supported next.
Why does it matter? If it's helpful to know which asset types are supported in sandboxes so you can understand current functionality and plan your workflows. Previously, you had to contact support or search through documentation to find this information. With roadmap visibility, you're able to see what's coming and plan your sandbox creation to take advantage of new asset types as they become available.
They need the feedback, folks. Although I'm pretty sure all the feedback's all of the assets.
Yeah.
All the same assets that are in production. We need them in the the sandbox too.
Yeah, I made a post a couple weeks ago because I have a client who came from Salesforce, now working in HubSpot. He's very happy with HubSpot except for sandboxes. Like sandboxes is this big like, wait a minute. What do you mean we can't deploy everything? And I'm like, yeah, just not everything.
Yep.
So happy to see more functionality coming down the pipe.
And just because I was curious, because I have a sandbox, not that I use it how most sandboxers use theirs. I'm gonna share my screen because it was pretty easy to get to what they're talking about. If we go to settings and then sandboxes, we have this marketing like icon over here. We click on that, assets coming to sandbox. When you create a standard sandbox, these assets will copy from production to sandbox. And we see in development here, got permission set, brings us right to the product update. All of these are nice links to the product updates. To see all assets that currently copy, we can click here to bring us to the knowledge base article. And then submit your request for another asset type.
I think I mentioned this to you off. I don't think, it's funny when you can like see a HubSpot form in the wild like that. I think the team's been doing a much better job getting visibility into updates and stuff like this. Like, and it's been interesting to see those come out throughout the platform. I feel like even a year ago, it was only like, I don't know, major updates is a controversial term on the show, but like only major updates, and they would like kind of overtake your whole screen sometimes. But it's been interesting to see them kind of highlight some updates more naturally in HubSpot. And this is just like an example of that. This is a bigger example of that, really.
Yeah. They've done like such a better job of that. And then that might like be a good segue into personalized product updates.
See, I wanted to do this one, but I was like, how many people does this affect?
Well, what is it? And I'm always confused about what to read in these moments where there's a what's changed box. And like, I'm going to go with what is it first, and then we'll talk about what's changed.
Okay.
The product updates page has been redesigned to highlight what's most relevant to your team so you can spend less time searching for updates and more time putting them to work. It's also in private beta, so if ours has been looking different than yours, that could be why. What's changed? It added the ability to customize the order of sections in the For You view and introduced a new Save tab where starred updates appear with notifications as their status changes.
Why does it matter? When every update looks the same, it's hard to tell what actually matters. Important changes like fixes you asked for, updates to tools your team relies on, or features that could drive impact can easily get lost in the noise. This redesign surfaces the updates that are most relevant to your team so you can quickly understand what's important and take action. I immediately, when I came here today, noticed there's a new Save tab. And also, I think these stars on the side are new too.
Stars on the side. Is that
close the update? No.
Here.
Oh, there. Yeah. That's fine too. On the right-hand side of that table, there's little stars.
Save for later. I like it.
They existed if you opened an update already, but now they're.
They also used to be like favorite. It's how I knew them.
Yeah,
right?
it's the same as
So,
that, I think.
okay. Now they're saved. Yep. There we go. Okay. I like it. And so for you, also known
Mhm.
as the recommendations.
I was
Um,
confused by for you, but
yeah,
I'm glad
we
we
got
clarified
there.
this.
We figured it out amongst the 4 options that we have. Um, and then we can change these sections,
Customize the tile.
right?
Mhm.
So if I want to focus on new, save it, and they're getting so good with some of
Mhm.
these UI quality of life changes.
Mhm.
Um, so that we should just be able to start talking from here. That'd be cool. Um,
Well, then we're only looking at betas.
that's true. Yep. Can't have it always, I guess. Um, I'm really interested in AI powered filing assistant for workflows.
We're getting good at this. A year and a half in, Chris, and we got it.
Yeah. Um, what is it? An AI powered filing assistant in account cleanup that analyzes your unfiled workflows and suggests how to organize them into folders so you can review, adjust, and apply the changes in a few clicks.
That's actually wild. Why does it matter? Accounts with large numbers of workflows often have a backlog of unfiled assets that's easy to ignore and time consuming to address manually. This assistant does the analysis for you. It reads workflow names and descriptions, groups them into suggested folders, and lets you act on those suggestions without touching each workflow individually. I know you're not a big workflow person. I have never been a big workflow folder person. Um, Not for any reason other than the way the way workflows get displayed right now is generally a list, and so the folders have just never seemed that important. The nomenclature has always been more important from how the workflows actually get displayed. But
Yeah,
maybe that'll change. And I think the folders would help AI understand your portal better, which is I think we
right. I think I talked with Ryan Ginsberg a lot about this at the end of last year as he was like working on an app to help in moments like this called Workflow Audit Pro.
Mhm.
And um, the thread of most of those conversations, and with a lot of the any AI powered anything right now, is like it's easy to go do an audit of workflows and tell me how messy they are. And it's not easy to tell me exactly what I'm supposed to do, like with that information. And because usually it gets that way because we didn't have time to manage it well in the first place. And we still don't have that time. So unless you're going to do that next step for me, it just makes me feel worse about my workflow life.
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
or two, it's workflows have grown over time. There's never been anybody in charge of it, and the person now getting that audit has no idea how, like, what best practices look like or how to manage it, and they're not going to want to learn all that, right? So this looks like a small baby step in terms of like, hey, like maybe we could just start bucketing these things up. Like, can we just start there? And I saw some like these select all kind of check boxes and like what's underneath the carrot. I kind of want to like, let me just go over there. I've got workflows in my book too. Uh, I think going to account cleanup,
I have workflows in
which
my
is my
portal.
first time clicking on this. Um, other ways to organize your account. Analyze unfiled workflows, shall we?
Let's.
So seriously, no setup, like at all. It's the first time I've clicked on account cleanup tab. I just opted into the beta, and now Breeze is certainly going to come through for me on the first click. Because Breeze is a rock star right now, and I don't have a ton of workflows. But while it does that, we can continue moving forward here. Any others? It looks like we've got some repeaters here.
Yeah.
But any others that we want to hit on? Getting to intent signals. Have some fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can just, I mean, we've got like 15 minutes left. I feel like that is an appropriate amount of time to deep dive. So
now, can I show this in a private kind of way without showing information I'm not supposed to show? Let's just click over to intent signals first. So these, especially if you've just been in deals and you're enjoying like the smart deal updates, right? Which you haven't really had to do much in terms of setup or prerequisites, just like manage deals and associate them with companies, and it's starting to suggest updates. But if you don't have any companies like selected to track with intent signals over here, it's not like that's what we're talking about when we say eligibility note. Like this means the portal must have at least one monitored company in intent signals or an active prospecting agent play. So from visitors or actually just coming in here and selecting companies to track and then picking one, right? It's probably just the easiest way if you don't want to worry about necessarily intent signals set up right now. And from here, I'm gonna put your screen up and play a little bit on my side.
Okay.
And if you want to go back to like the
could I go to the settings? Because
yeah,
it talks about the
wherever you want to go to feel like we can track this down.
Okay. Because it says it's turned on by default in your CRM, within your CRM section in your intent signal settings. I don't know where intent signal settings are. That didn't work.
Buyer intent configuration. So if you click on buyer intent,
which is here.
Yep.
And then configuration. All right. Tracking code. And it says that unstructured engagement signals, which I did not like immediately see, but I was scrolling quickly. Okay, still not seeing that in here. Automations, no. Visitors, no. I'm just wondering if there's another place where
there's another new settings place.
Yeah. I don't think it's here. No.
Maybe this is the moment where I should use
Data
this
capture.
conversation.
Smart data capture. This is different.
and this is the one that most people have probably experienced
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to deals.
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah, so I'm not immediately seeing. I'm not immediately seeing like where this is set up or not.
Yep. So I
But I could.
am asking Breeze on my side if you're out there hearing this struggle, and you might have an idea. Yes, that line is referring to the signal type toggles inside buyer intent settings, specifically on the signals tab, not a separate CRM settings page.
So here, right? Because the other thing I'm not seeing directly to the associate company record. Okay, well, that was maybe my bad. I'm trying to find the new fields too. Key stakeholder.
I think where
Okay,
we
so
should expect. Oh, looks like you found one.
I did find that one at least.
And you're in
they were
scoring or segments right now.
I'm in segments right now,
Okay.
just to see where that was. But it was on the company, which is fine. I started looking on the deal object first because I don't know. It was when a deal conversation triggers a signal, so I assumed it was going to be on the deal object, but it does say associated company record, so they did clarify that. I just looked for it in the wrong place at first.
Yep. And here's where I first noticed things like this. And I would expect it to be in here,
Okay.
where these already existed before this update. So
Mhm.
when a company's budget allocation or spend intent is captured from conversations in HubSpot, and when a company's timing cues are captured from conversations in HubSpot. So
Mhm.
I would be super surprised if they did not end up here, because we are capturing these signals from conversations in HubSpot.
Mhm. How did you get there though?
Yep. So again, team, and maybe start making good on these promises that I'm going to clip this and send it to the team. So even Breeze had to tell me, like, yeah, not like, okay. Now that we know where we're going, I can read this properly. So CRM section. You get to, and by clicking on my signals, right? So this is the CRM section
Mhm.
that they're referring to.
In the demo portal where you said my signals is actually called settings. I know you're in a couple of private beta, so I think maybe that changed. But just for anyone watching, if you don't see my signals, there's the settings button right there.
Okay.
It's the same.
Let's show your side just so we can.
So it's just settings here.
Okay. And I think the custom signals is what changed that to.
I do too, yeah.
To my signals. So we're looking in the right spot.
I think you're right. I think it would be here. And this also makes more sense to me on why it would be turned on by default, because if it's here, you're paying per company per month that you're tracking. So in theory, you would want to be tracking any companies you're in like active deals with, which does make sense from like you probably want to be tracking them anyway. And then on top of that, having this of the CRM watching, the CRM monitoring.
Yeah. Can you go, since you found the properties, like let's add some to the company record view
Mhm.
if we can.
So let's go
Or see,
customize.
maybe see if they're over there already.
I doubt it.
Because we've got stuff like this in the intelligence tab. Right. So I definitely love the vision here. And once I see it on the record, I'm going to be showing it to everybody because it's basically, we've been talking about this actively with clients. It's like, imagine a world where you either you get the signal, some signal triggers, and like as it's sent over to you, salesperson or anybody who's supposed to be communicating with the outside world, you get all the other signals that have come through it, including signals from interactions and engagements with your company, like if it is an active sales process, right? So those are the kinds of things, like you're just starting to remove all context uncertainty in terms of what's happened since the last time we talked. Like, did something happen with somebody else on my team on the service side that I need to know about? And that's where it starts to make sense from a company versus contact perspective, where it's like, oh, there's a signal over here that says somebody was not happy, or there's a ticket, or like we've been talking about things like that in terms of like creating smart properties. But being able to automatically pull that from transcripts, obviously, is transcripts and emails, right? Super powerful. Everybody's got emails flowing into HubSpot.
Yeah, conversation. So transcripts and emails. I do like, even when we first opened this update, it was hard for me to not see how much more potential this has if your call transcripts are in HubSpot. Which I know I say this at least weekly, but I just don't see that in many portals that I work in. For whatever reason, transcripts are not, there's a million reasons why transcripts aren't getting passed into HubSpot today. Some because I just met with a client yesterday who I mentioned call recording their sales calls, and he literally scoffed at me, visibly scoffed at the idea that they would record or transcribe their sales meetings.
Preposterous.
So there's countless reasons why you're not, but as I think is the whole point of the show initially, Chris, like you don't have to have your call transcripts in HubSpot, and you can still use HubSpot and it can still work for you. But you're paying for a lot of stuff that you're not getting.
Yeah. Yep. And but at least emails in this case can be signal can fire signals like this. And I am over here trying to see if the meeting that I just had earlier today is firing any of those signals.
But are you tracking the company that you had the meeting with?
That's true. I am not.
Because I think if you're not tracking the company, it's not going to show.
Yep. So
Which is a challenging because I think most people are using this right now for like net new. I mean, Chris, you and I are setting this up for a client that's specifically looking at this for net new.
Yep.
Intent signals.
But we did talk about it yesterday where it's like they need to start thinking about it in terms of all signals, right? Which is where we want them to be. But I was going to go to a similar place where it's like the signals are with a close, like if it's a closed deal, right? Like most of what we're reading here, it's like if it's open, probably if it's open deal, like in buying process, is it going to do, from what I've seen, like post sales is not accounted for as much. But it mentions keep your revenue and post sales teams aligned by capturing stated business pains earlier in the cycle. But do I need to have an open renewal deal, as an example, open for that to signal, or can we just, because they're doing similar things like this on the health sentiment, side of things. So all the events are already there. Now it's about what does it need to look like inside of HubSpot for it to mean something, for it to be actionable, for us to put it in front of, the right person. Can we send it to other systems easily? Can we bring data from other systems, like emails, to easily trigger when other teams are working in other systems? Inquiring minds want to know. And we'll definitely be reporting on this. They did, like, there is, if you've been enjoying custom signals, they are increasing the price, or they are making it, what's the best way to say that? Like, it's going from free to not free next week on June 30th. And it's 50 credits per custom signal per company. And something to be aware of if you're interested in learning more or have been trying them out. They're super powerful, super valuable. It just can be hard right now to understand like what your team is going to do with it, right?
I was just thinking that, like, while you were talking about the engagement signals, like, I think it just changes the sales motion in a way that's hard for some teams to imagine.
Yeah. Marketing and sales alignment, more important than ever. Should be easier than ever, except for the part where we got to get humans that care about different things in the same room, speaking the same language.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Well, that was fun as always. I don't know how effective we were in actually uncovering this new signal type. At least we knew you have to click the button. And that's where that intelligence tab, if you haven't managed your CRM records at all, it will be super easy to turn that on, right? There's a button that says track, like 10 credits. Most companies have lots of credits they're not using. So you're not signing your life away or anything when you hit that button. So if you're doing a lot of deals and bringing a lot of unstructured data into HubSpot, highly recommend clicking on that beta, or it's not even a beta, it's live. So you really just have to click the tracking button for a company record, and then make sure your deals and your contacts are associated with that company record. So that lesson aside, everybody have a wonderful Friday, and we'll catch you back here on Monday for another Orange Morning. Have a great weekend, everybody.